Today, we're diving deep into a real biological mystery. We're going to unmask a tiny but incredibly powerful culprit behind some of your body's most dramatic and sometimes miserable reactions. You might not know its name, but oh, you definitely know its handiwork. We're talking about the mast cell. You know the feeling, right? That sudden, explosive sneeze. The itch you just can't scratch. The swelling that seems to come from absolutely nowhere. It makes you wonder, how can something so tiny, like a single grain of pollen, unleash such total chaos inside our bodies? Well, today, we're going to get to the bottom of it. To solve this mystery, we first need to meet the body's own internal security system. And really, it's less like a security patrol and more like a field of hypersensitive tripwires, just waiting for the slightest disturbance. So here it is. Meet the mast cell. At its core, it's a type of immune cell. But it's not just any immune cell, it's a specialist, always on high alert, stationed and ready for action. But what exactly is its mission? This quote just nails it. They're the body's tripwires. See, unlike a lot of other immune cells that are constantly circulating in your bloodstream, mast cells are tissue resident. That means they're embedded, they're stationed, like guards, like sentinels, in key locations throughout your body, just waiting to be tripped. And where they're stationed is no accident at all. It's incredibly strategic. They're placed right at the borders of our body, the places that are constantly interacting with the outside world. We're talking your skin, your lungs, your entire digestive tract. It makes perfect sense, right? You want your most sensitive alarm systems right at the front gates. Okay, so if these cells are basically just tripwires, what actually, pulls the trigger? Let's take a look at how this whole chain reaction gets started. It all happens in a flash. First, you have the trigger. An allergen, let's say, latches onto these little antibodies that are just sitting on the mast cell's surface. That binding action immediately activates the cell. It's like flipping a switch. And that switch leads directly to step 3, degranulation. And this is the big moment. The cell basically just explodes, releasing a flood of powerful chemicals. And get this, it's not just about allergens. The list of things that can set these cells off is surprisingly long. We're talking venoms from insect stings, parasites, even certain medications. Heck, even simple physical things like heat, cold, or just rubbing your skin can sometimes be enough. This system is incredibly sensitive. So, the tripwire has been triggered. The cell has detonated. What happens next? Well, now we enter the chemical cascade. This is the messy part. That degranulation, that explosion we talked about, it unleashes a whole chemical arsenal. The most famous of these chemical weapons is, of course, histamine. But it's not alone. It's joined by a whole crew of other inflammatory messengers like leukotrienes and prostaglandins, and these things are designed to wreak havoc. And this right here is where it all connects. This is how we get from a microscopic event to that awful feeling of an allergic reaction. Those chemicals make your blood vessels leaky. That's what causes the redness and swelling. They cause your muscles to contract, which can lead to trouble breathing or stomach cramps. They ramp up mucus production, hello, runny nose, and they stimulate your nerves, which creates that maddening, relentless itch. The key thing to realize is that every single symptom you feel is a direct result of this chemical flood. Okay, this all sounds pretty terrible, right? A total nightmare, which begs a really important question. Why in the world do we even have these things? Are they here to protect us, or are they just a problem? And this is where things get really complicated, because the mast cell really has two very different faces. On one hand, it's an absolutely essential guardian. It's one of our main defenses against things like parasites, venoms, and toxins. But on the other hand, when it overreacts to something harmless like cat dander or pollen, it becomes the villain of the story, causing everything from annoying hives to life-threatening anaphylaxis. It is a true double-edged sword. So, if you remember just one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this quote. It sums it all up so perfectly. The very same biological mechanism that is designed to protect you from a dangerous parasite is the exact same one that causes all that misery during allergy season. It's all about context. Which, of course, leaves us with that final, lingering question. This overzealous guardian, this biological tripwire that's so critical to our body's defense, is it ultimately our friend or is it our foe? Well, the answer seems to be it's complicated, and it all depends on what it's fighting.